everyone, I am Sujata and today I'm going to tell you my story. When I was a child, my father used to try very hard to make me sit at a place and do meditation. But it never worked for me. Why? Because I felt it boring and monotonous. When I became a teenager, I even wondered whether these practices really affected our brain. Years later, I moved to McGill for PhD, and the COVID pandemic set in, and that's the first time I ever considered my health seriously for the first time. Now, two important questions arise. Why are these practices so boring? And why do people drop out after a few weeks of practice? Well, there are also two answers for this. First, the results are not tangible. You do not see the direct effects on your brain on a daily basis. And secondly, the way we approach the concept of health. Physical health and mental health have always been symbiotic in nature, but it is only recently that we have started focusing more on the latter. For example, the Canadian government is spending millions of dollars for spreading mental health awareness and research, which is very appreciated. But there are still many of us here who consider mental health as a luxury that we cannot or do not want to afford at the cost of our work goals and deadlines. Now let me change the narrative a bit. What if we could see those direct changes on the brain after those boring practices like meditation or exercises? For example, like these brain signals that I collected sitting in my own room. Wouldn't it be more fun and motivating? This is exactly where the Supermind Club comes in. Supermind Club is an initiative launched by our Montreal-based startup, Brain Lab. Through this Supermind Club, we are creating awareness of the use of neurotechnology for health purposes by coaching people. Now, you might be wondering, what is this neurotechnology? Well, the headset that you see on my hand is an example of neurotechnology. These devices are manufactured by other companies, but we are just leveraging its use. Now, how does this work? Well, there are sensors fitted on this device that collect brain signals as well as other data, such as heart rate. This device is wirelessly connected with our mobile phone, and the backend algorithm collects and processes this data, which then generates output in the form of neurofeedback. So once a user learns to use this neurofeedback, they know, okay, my mind is not in the calm state, and I know how to bring back to the calm state, for example. But this is only one part of our story. We all know what is ChatGPT. It's a platform where we give questions and it gives us answers in an interactive manner. Imagine we had a chatbot friend on WhatsApp which gives us friendly reminder every day you have to walk 1 kilometer every day, for example. Wouldn't it be more motivating every day? This is where AI comes in, and we call our chatbot a Supermind Coach. For example, here you can see we have given the BCI neurofeedback output, and it interprets the results for us in layman language. Now, one good thing about this chatbot is that you can use this chatbot independent of these brain-computer interfaces, and it provides several features. It provides one-to-one conversation, coaching, and feedback, daily health reminder, tracks and provides health records, boosts motivation for exercises, and most importantly, customizable in nature and currently serves 4 purposes. The first one is quit smoking. This is intended for people who have difficulty in quitting smoking, and interestingly, we already have 2 clients who have tried this and are not smoking for more than 2.5 months now. The second one is peak performance, how to optimize our performance without the cost of our health. For example, today we must be practicing so much for this competition, but sometimes we may forget that yes, we exist, our health exists. So we can ask different kind of questions and get answers and instructions. The third one is weight loss. It's a trending topic all the time. And let me remind you, unlike your friends who may not have all the time available for you, this chatbot friend is always there for you. And that recently, we have also introduced pregnancy tracker for women. We know that pregnant women are susceptible to changes on a daily basis. Now, how is a Supermind chatbot different? Well, first of all the answers and coachings it provides are backed by research findings. And secondly, we're basically creating an essence of social context using AI, because social context directly influences cognition, which is a direct result of my own PhD thesis. And third is a potential assistant for clinicians. Imagine doctors can use this first-hand reports, and which can increase their efficiency and reduce their overload. So the call to action would be to embrace neurotechnology for sustainable health. And before I leave, I'm excited to invite you all to join our club and try out the chatbots for health purposes or even for your research purposes in your own labs. And I'm also equally interested to share about this initiative to my father, who has been always skeptical whether I'm conscious of health or not. I don't know what would be his reactions. But this initiative would not have been possible without these two key members, Maria, who is my co-founder, and Dr. Chamali, who is leading the technical part. With this, thank you so much.
I have concerns or maybe concerns about data privacy. You're essentially asking people to send very sensitive data online to a chatbot AI, which is already kind of a black box.
Exactly.
How are you going to be dealing with all that sensitive information, and how can I be sure as a user that that information will not leak anywhere or be used for unwanted purposes?
That's a very important question that we are addressing right now. So we are taking the suggestions and guidance from the existing ethical boards, and we're trying to see how those data are not breached. From our point, whenever we have clients, and then when we are presenting these applications to them, we have a contract where we mention, which is supported by professional ethics board, that we are not going to use your data for our own professional purposes. And it will be the security will be the same procedure as being used by other apps available in the market.
Je vous signale, avant de poursuivre avec les questions, que évidemment, c'est la période de vote maintenant pour enregistrer votre appréciation pour le prix du public. Autre question dans la salle? Oui, on approche un micro pour vous.
Hi, thank you very much for the presentation. Quite fashionable device. I had some concern about the mental health of the participant, because having a chat box, messages telling you every day you need to do this and this and this, it's increasing anxiety and especially performance anxiety. So how will you manage to maintain physical health, mental health in a device who will try to help you maintaining those health?
Okay, this is also an interesting question. First of all, I would like to separate this device from this chatbot. So this device, we say that it can be used with a chatbot, but you can use the chatbot independent of this. You don't have to use it all the time, first of all. It can give you a gentle reminder every day, you have to do this, you have to do that, and it can track your progress. So once maybe at the end of the day, it can ask you, okay, so what diet did you have today? So based on that, it is going to generate responses, first answer. Second, recently, it's a very recent research, I think it was published last month by Journal of Neuroscience. There was a study done on a similar direction where they have used Facebook and social media, and they found that to combat loneliness in people. So they had expected that people might be disturbed if they are using Facebook more often, but actually it is not, because all the things that we are using through apps or through Facebook, they're all in a controlled manner. Now, for example, even if you're using devices, we don't expect you to device throughout your life. It's used for training and coaching purpose. Once you know that, okay, this is how I can control my mind, it's okay, it's up to you. You don't have to do this. Similarly for the chatbot. For example, you can use, first of all, let's say you are in the beginning phase of your, weight loss management. So you need always motivation to push you, to someone. So you need some push. So we are basically creating this pushing mechanism, And after some time, when you reach the saturation point, okay, I can do this. I don't need this chatbot, and you are free to not to use that.
Autre question dans la salle?
Can I
Oui.
add
Yes.
another
Yeah,
question?
sure.
Yes.
Do the chat box will saying to you, I think you gain trust, you can go on your own, reduce your use of my application just to let the person feel they gain trust, they gain competency throughout the application, or is the device, the chat box will tell the person you need to consult a professional. Your issue is
Exactly.
way off my competency.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do have this. So once, as a user, for example, imagine I'm a pregnant woman and then I start asking complicated questions. My chatbot will not take the risk of telling you, oh, okay, you have this problem, you go and take the medicine. No, I am not a doctor. So in that case, you have to say, I think that's a critical thing, you should go and consult a professional, of course.